What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. Feels like it's been a while since I've done an update, and that's because I've had other content coming out on the channel. My 2x2 podcast with my good buddies, my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which, quick reminder, that ends this Wednesday. So if you haven't entered that already, make sure to go ahead and do so. Anyways, for this week's update, we have a lot to cover. I have been doing a lot of rock work, a lot of hauls, a lot of buying, and especially working on that second smaller platform. That's probably going to be the highlight and focus of this week's update, just because I haven't done a whole lot with it and I need to get it finished. So I'm going to be showing you guys from start to finish what the prototype version is going to look like, and I should hopefully have the finished version all ready to go by the end of this update. I have some things that I would like your guys' opinions on, so make sure to watch as much as you can so you don't miss those questions, because I would love to hear your guys' feedback down below in the comments. But enough said, let's go get building. All right, I am back with more Utapau goodness. This week is going to be full focus on these platforms. I really got to get them done and get them figured out before I can move on. And we talked a lot about this platform last week. I think towards the end, I kind of showed you guys what was going on back there, but we will take a quick look back there on this one. But this week, most of the focus is going to be on this little guy. Ever since the beginning, I've wanted two platforms on here just because you got your main platform where a lot of the main action was going on, but I felt like a smaller side platform would be cool for like some cool Easter egg, some cool little battle scene, something like that, and just help spice up this side of the mock. I have toyed with the idea of a third platform, but I'm not really sure where it would go. So for now, we're sticking with two. And this is what I've got on this second platform. So far, it's pretty similar in build to the first one, just a lot smaller and a lot shallower. I didn't do too much with the design of this one just because I felt like it's going to be underneath this platform. You're not really going to be able to see it. This one's a lot larger and it needed to be able to hold a lot more weight. So I put a lot more detail and a lot more time, as you guys can see. Whereas if you guys remember from a few weeks ago, I kept this bottom part flat, whereas this side, I just put the plate on the bottom and built on top of it just because I didn't really care about figuring out a way to not have that plate show. But going from this big platform to this little platform has been really nice just because this one is so much simpler. I learned that I didn't need to do any kind of crazy back brace or bricks connecting into the back wall here. This platform is light enough that if I just connect it really well to the rock wall right here, it can hang out pretty far and still be pretty sturdy. Another thing that really helped is all of this black plate. You guys might be wondering why so much black plate, and this is actually acting as like some sort of spine or back that's keeping this thing rigid. So initially when I had built this and stuck it on, it didn't have any of this black plate and it was sagging and it was very floppy and it was not very rigid, and I thought maybe if I throw some plate down it'll help strengthen it, and it has made a huge difference. This thing is very rigid and it's not going anywhere. There is a little bit of wiggle room, but I mean, that's nothing that I can't live with. So if you're out there thinking about doing a little landing platform action yourself, this is a great way to go, making sure you line the inside of your platform with plate. Anything that's fairly long, 1x8, 1x6, this will go a long way to helping create a rigid structure without having to do too much crazy stuff in the back. So what I'm gonna do now is kind of connect the top of the platform onto this lower part and see where it sits pertaining to these walls and just how well it connects to the platform. So I've got the platform on and it sits on there very nicely. Looks really cool from the underside. I just absolutely love these platforms. Building platforms is one of my favorite things to build in Lego Star Wars, and Lego really just in general. I don't know why, but I've always been in love with them. So I think later on, either in this week or the next week, we're actually going to redo this entire platform because I want it to be the same color as this one, and I'll explain what's going on with this little exterior part as well as the designs. But for now, we're just going to focus on getting this platform connected to the rock wall. When it comes to connecting the platforms to the rock wall, I have two different options I'm toying with right now. The first option is this side right here. So you take these little bracket pieces and then you just stick them in there like that, and then you can just slide the platform on and connect it. And I really like this technique because there's no lip right here, so that way I can build back and it's at the same level as the platform. The only thing I don't like is you get these little ridges right here, or these little cracks in the ground. I will be filling in that area. And then my second option is using these just 1x2, 1x1 bricks with a stud on the side. And this allows for a very similar connection to the smaller platform. However, the problem is you can see when using these 1x2 bricks, it doesn't line up evenly with the rest of the platform. So it would be a seamless fit right here. However, I would have that little ridge, or I could do this option and not have any ridge, but have these little cracks and crevices in the part of the plate right there. So let me know which style you guys think is better down below in the comments. If I should go with this one and have a little bit of a ridge, or have it be nice and flush, but some little cracks and crevices on that side. And then taking a quick look back here, I don't want to show you guys too much about this just because you already saw it last week, but I was able to connect both sides to the back. And boy, let me tell you, it's such a big difference having these supports running all the way from that lower platform to this back wall. Really helps displace the weight, and I can now hold an ATTE on top there without any problems. And then I also threw this little bar in right here to keep these things from wiggling too much, but I'm pretty much done with everything back there, which is really nice. That's pretty much everything I had for you guys right now, so I'm gonna get some more work done, tinker around with these platforms, and check back in when I have another update or another haul. It's haul time. I have some very big packages here for Utapau. I have bought from both of these stores already, two very good stores. I have bought a lot and made a lot of purchases from this store on the left, just because this has been the cheapest place on Bricklink I have found to buy dark tan pieces in bulk. It's pretty reasonably priced. For those of you who don't already know, dark tan is not the cheapest color to build in. It's kind of hard to find too. There aren't a ton of varieties when it comes to the type of parts. So very grateful to this store and how much I've been able to buy for a decent price. They have become my exclusive store for dark tan 2x4 brick. I bought, I think, 600 2x4 bricks from them, and that's pretty much all this order is. I honestly don't even know if I bought anything else. Aha, here we go. I did buy some other stuff. So I got some of these rail pieces. I figured in Utapau there's all kinds of those like bridges and railings and stuff. And then I've got a couple of landing pads. So I feel like these will probably come in handy. And even if they don't, these are good pieces for mocks. And then I got some more of these olive green pieces with the slope on one side, very useful as well. And then some little 1x1 dark tan tiles. Next up, we have another monster package, and this one comes from a store in Canada, and I've recently discovered them, and it turns out they have filler brick for crazy cheap. They also do have some dark tan pieces, but this is mainly what I shop at their store for. Look at this, this is insane. It's really nice to find a store to get a lot of cheap filler brick because I don't really care how it looks because it's all going inside of the mock. And then they also do have a decent amount of dark tan pieces. I got some dark tan plate, 2x4s, and then, oh yeah, so there were actually a couple of surprises on the store. So you guys can see an odd assortment of stuff. We have a clone trooper, phase 1 clone trooper. Looks like he's got the wrong pants on, but that's okay, I can fix that. And then we have a very nice looking airborne trooper. This one was only like $10, I think, so nice little find right there. And then we have yet another clone trooper. So it was nice to see some random clone troopers. And then I also got this sweet little video camera. This is going to be part of a cool little Easter egg for Utapau. I'll probably talk more about it coming up on some future episode. And then you just got more random parts, and then some slopes, and then some dark tan arms. I like using these for clone gunners, the phase 2 gunners. It matches their helmet really nicely. So not a bad haul. I've got some good parts to work with, a whole bunch of reinforcements when it comes to bricks, dark tan and filler bricks, so we can make a lot more progress on Utapau now. So you guys saw the haul, you guys saw those pieces coming in, and I'm kind of trying to decide what to do next as far as building Utapau. And I've used up actually most of the dark tan bricks already, kind of on that back wall. I think I might have 1, maybe 2 bags left. So I think what I'm going to do is save those for next week and save some more work on that back wall for the next update. And what I'm going to do is now focus on these 2 front platforms again. I need to switch the color on this one. It needs to match this platform. They're both going to be light gray. On the platforms in the actual scene from Utapau, they're light gray, kind of like a tan light gray. Like this was the closest color I felt represented the actual color. And then I'm going to be putting this kind of ridge or plating around the side of each platform. And the reason I'm doing this is because in the movie, I'll show a picture, you guys can see there's like these pieces of bone or something that are running along the side of the mock, kind of creating some kind of railing. And this was kind of the closest thing I could find to depicting that. I actually got the idea for this side railing and this floor design from a really cool guy. I'll put a picture of kind of his mock and what I used for inspiration, as well as putting a link to that down below in the description if you want to go give him support or just check it out for yourself. We're gonna take a look now and see how exactly I go about doing this, switching out the colors, putting this on, and then I'll check back in when I have some more stuff to update you guys with. Okay, I am really in the thick of things right now, right in the middle of building this platform. So I copied the dark bluish gray version, made myself a light bluish gray version. I've got the clips in for the beginning of this kind of railing piece that's going to go around the top, and I just have a little bit left to do up here. But what I have been mostly concentrating on is trying to get the design right for this platform. I got the idea for this design from a guy on the internet. He had built a similar Utapau mock. I'm obviously not going to replicate it 100% because I want to make this my own, make it unique, and I don't want to, just copy him. So what I'm trying to do is create kind of like a long diamond pattern right here. And right now it's a square. And what I realized I need to do is make this part right here all light bluish gray. That way it blends in with the rest of the platform, and you'll get kind of like this diamond look down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to be doing that up here at the top as well. It's a pretty simple snot technique. I'm sure you guys have seen this kind of stuff done before. We've just got bricks like this with tiles slid in between, and it makes a really cool looking design. The reason I'm putting designs on these platforms is, one, to kind of spice them up and make them look a little bit cooler. And if you guys notice on the platforms in Utapau, there are all kinds of crazy designs on them. And unfortunately, because this is Lego, my ability to create crazy designs is limited because, I'm working with blocks and chunkier materials. However, I do think this is really cool. I think it'll help spice up the platform a lot. What I'm going to do now is kind of scoot this down a little bit. I think it might be too far up here, and then fix this design part, and then we'll check back in for a final update. Here's a look at the finished platform. I've got the wrap all the way done. The design in the center is all done, and it's connected to the rock wall. I must say I am very, very happy with how this turned out. I think it looks really good. The contrast with the light gray and the dark gray just is really cool. I was able to finish out the design in here. Let me know what you guys think of this little diamond pattern design. If you like it, if there's anything that maybe should be changed on it. But I think this platform is pretty much done. One thing to note is I had a little bit of a gap here between these two clips with this railing. And so what I did was I stuck these little 1x1 bricks with studs on the side, and then I took a plate and a tile and slid it in there, and it makes for a nice little piece that fits in right there and helps alleviate that gap. So yeah, very happy with this platform. What I need to do next is do the same thing but on a larger scale with this platform. You guys can see I've already started to excavate the middle part. I'm gonna be putting in a big old pattern right there. That wraps up this week of Building Utapau. Next week we're gonna be tackling this backside and finishing up the platform. But that being said, it's time to go hit that outro. I hope you guys enjoyed this week of Building Utapau. This is kind of one of the wrap-up episodes for this first phase of Building Utapau, kind of getting the initial rock work done, getting everything leveled out, and getting those platforms put in. So next week will probably be the end of phase 1, and then we're going to be starting phase 2, which will be starting the actual battle area where the battle is going to be taking place, building the terrain, kind of figuring out what the tunnels are going to look like and what exactly the inside of the mock is going to look like. So I have a lot to figure out and a lot to think about, but I'm excited for next week's update because I really do want to get started on that. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave me a big like, and don't forget to let me know what you think about this update down below in the comments. And as always, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing so you won't miss out on future updates. But until next time, happy building.